The Queen of Granada, by M. Riff. Chapter 66, The Canister. Just then, they spotted Tobar in the distance, holding an English tea canister. He had brought it along intentionally to show that it was all, but now he regretted it. With so many people around the fire, the entire contents of the canister would likely disappear into the smoke. Two of the men asked almost simultaneously, what did the wife say about it? Tobar sensed that the others had been discussing him being controlled by his wife. So, he muttered quietly, she was asleep. They began passing around the canister, but they only managed to roll 5 or 6 joints before it ran out. To share them, they took deep puffs and passed them along. Families in the background were already loading their cars to leave early. They aimed to cover some ground towards Seville before stopping for breakfast. Now and then, someone by the fire would rush after departing families. Before long, Tobar remained alone. The Queen left the VW bus to follow Nuria to the restroom. Except for their 2 cars, all the other campsite vehicles had vanished, as if they were never there. She glanced at the still blazing fire. Tobar was sitting alone, bent over his guitar, quietly running his fingers over the strings. After settling Nuria back into bed, she wrapped herself in a blanket, joined Tobar by the fire, and rested her head on his shoulder. Suddenly, she noticed her tea canister, lidless on the ground. She picked it up, sniffed it, and asked, "Did you really smoke all my cannabis?" Tobar replied with a resigned tone, "Yes, we did." He sighed and added, "I suppose you were right. This was probably our last camping trip in Malaga." Soon, he hitched the Volkswagen to the Land Rover and started moving toward the plantation exit. As they left, he cast a glance to see if the old farmer was still around, but he wasn't. Barely out of Malaga, his wife remarked, "I think a thunderstorm is coming." Tobar leaned over the wheel, looked up at the sky, and said, "There isn't a single cloud anywhere. The sky is completely blue. I just don't believe it."